con.
And hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We got a doubleheader today, and I gave you a whole day notice. Look at me. It's like old times, like almost sort of, not even close. But I've been meaning to get this on the channel for a long time. This was a review copy sent to me by Bitewing Games, and well, July, August, I don't know. So I definitely owe them a small apology. I was hoping to get this on the channel sooner, but at least I got it in time for Christmas. I just missed all of the hiking season, at least in the part of the United States that still get cold, which is less and less every year. But I digress. This is a game I've only played once competitively. I played with my wife's cousin and my wife, and we had a good time with it, and really liked the puzzle of the solo game. This is a game that if it was a big box, might not stay in my collection for very long, but the fact that it comes in this cool as little container, which I'm throwing stuff around with a carabiner, I don't know, one of those two words. Travels very well, and I do think it is extremely family friendly, quick little game, and I really do like the puzzle it presents. So it's going to stick around, and I will play it, and had a good time with it last night getting ready for today. There is a lot of different wrinkles that you could throw into the solo game. But in the end, it's kind of the same puzzle. It is a little beat your own scory, but there is a nice variety of goals that go along with it. So you do have to accomplish the goals to win the game, and I do like that. So it's a little bit like Pavlov's house, where you have to survive, but you're also having to chase a score. And if you just focus on survival, you would survive, but your score is going to really suck. So there is a nice interplay there. So it's a bit more than just beat your own score, which does save it for me. I'll probably get a couple of games on the channel, and I'm just going to throw it all together, including the animal expansion, just so we can all see how it all works. All right. What's going on? Sag says, so much advance warning, I cannot even handle this. Ooh la! And then Tom Chick says, Twister, audio was good, even though you haven't asked yet. Thank you, sir! I appreciate it. All right. What's going on? Well, in a game of Trailblazers, again, I'm just going to go all bells and whistles version, at least my understanding of it. Any rules, mistakes, please correct me in the comments below. So, what you have in the game of Trailblazers is all of these cards. Now, these cards have a bunch of different kinds of roads on it. Now, each card has one main road that takes up kind of two sections. Now, that might be a bend, so sometimes it's hard to see. That's, clearly a long road. Then it has two mini roads. Now, the two mini roads you might have a variety pack. So here you have a river, a walking path, and a bike trail. This just has a bike trail, and a walking path. Sometimes it's all the same. So again, there are essentially three paths on each card. One of them is a double path, so to speak. Now, sometimes the paths will have a picture of an animal. The animal is always going to be on the double path, so you'll never have an animal on one of these small paths. And if you play the animal, you don't have to, but you can choose to put the corresponding animal token on top of it. We like animals. We like varieties of animals. So if I already have a buffalo on that river, putting another buffalo on the same river is going to earn me exactly 0 points. Don't waste your time. Now, if you have another river path that you're doing, you might want to go ahead and add that. Now, the downside of adding an animal token is now in future rounds, I might say, hey, that river is going straight, but I really want it to curve and I want it to be a little shorter, so I might do something like that. Had I put an animal token on top of that, I cannot overlap anything on top of that card at all. So I am now limited, and if you're not careful, you might have just cost yourself a game trying to chase some animal points. All right. So over the course of the game, what normally happens in the competitive game is that you're going to get dealt 8 cards at the beginning of the round, and you're going to decide in the first round, hey, do I want to have my bike shack, my kayak corner, or my hiking gear shop in play? If you just once you make that decision, then great, you look at your 8 cards. And you're going to play exactly 2 of them. Then you would pass 6. You would get 6 more. You'd play 2. You pass the 4. You get 4 more. You play 2. That's the end of the round. So every round, you're only playing 6 cards. Beginning of the second round, you would put out one of your remaining, either like the hiking gear shop or the kayak corner. Again, now these, everything else can elapse, and honestly, I can do that. That doesn't match up at all. I wouldn't want to do that, but there is no limitations to how you overlap cards. Things don't have to match. Things won't match. It's impossible for everything to match the way this game is designed. But when you put out these, you cannot overlap over the top of them, and they must have at least one, orthogonal adjacency to something that's already on the board. And then you continue to, again, you get 8 cards, you play 2, pass, get 6 cards, you play 2, pass, you get 4 cards, and then you just discard the last 2. The third round, you put your remaining thing out. Again, that has to be somewhere connected. They could touch each other. There's nothing rule against that. And then in the fourth round, you just get 8 more cards, and you have one final round to get points. So ultimately, you're only putting 24 cards into your little display. In the meantime, you have these goals. Now, some of them are in-game goals, and some of them are end-game goals. Now, the in-game goals, the first to do that, there are little things in there. They're actually the same size. You say, all right, great. And they're different colors, so you can track who's who. Be great. I'm the first to do the course coaster, so I would get 6 points. If we tie, ties are friendly, super cool. And then the second person would get 3 points. The third person would get 1 point. And then there are, and obviously, so all the goals are the same that way. And then there are end game goals where at the end of the game, it's like, hey, who has the most biking loops circling another camp? So this little example here has 1, 2, 3 hiking loops encircling other camps. So this person would have, so the person who has the most hiking loops circling other camps would get 6 points, second most 3 points, third most 1 point. And again, ties are friendly. So in a 4-player game, if 2 people tied for first, the third person would get the 3 points, and then the fourth person would get the 1 point, and then you add up your score. The bulk of your score is not going to come from the in-game or the end game, however. The bulk of your score is going to come from how long are your loops, and I do mean loops. A loop is something that leaves the appropriate thing, so obviously rivers come out of the kayak corner, the bike paths come out of the bike corner, and the walking trails come out of the the bike shack, and the walking trails come out of the hiking gear shop. You need to have something leave and come back to the appropriate building. Super cool. It's like, yay, we made a loop. We're going on hikes through nature, people. And again, if you add your animals for every different type of animal you have on a path, not only we score the points for the loops that you complete, you'll also score points for the animals. If you have all 6 different kinds of animals, that's 21 point bonus. If you have 5 different kinds of animals, 15, 4, 10, 3, 6, 2, 3, and then only one animal type would only be 1 point. So you can see how those points can really start to rack up. You get more points for each additional animal that you add. Now, the normal loop, however, would only score for each section that you pass. Now, they're pretty easy to tell. So if I'm making a loop here, which of course I'm not going to find the right cards that I need, because why would I? Let me do this. And let me get a corner, and then let me do this, and then we can do this. So that loop would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. Right now, a solo game takes all those rules, and what it does is it gives you you're only scoring based on your blue points. The in-game and the end-game of goals, instead of getting points for doing them first, because obviously you're only yourself, these are basically win-loss conditions. If you do not succeed in doing the in-game goal, you fail. Meanwhile, the end game goals, since they are like have the most of or whatever, instead of, hey, have the most biking loops, it's like, oh, have at least 2 biking loops. And again, so you have these little figures in the corner. That's the number you need to beat. So this is most total length on hiking loops, well, you don't need to have the most, again, it's a solo game, but you need to have at least 35 hiking loops. And what I've found in playing the game is like there's some really interesting combinations between the in-game and the end-game goals. Now, what Trailblazers has given you is an entire checklist of all the games that you can play in relative order of hardness, and you win a game if you score at least 50 points while doing both the in-game and the end-game. And then you're also trying to get at least 25 points from the animals. Um, it's a lot. The animals in this whole game are the animals are definitely more intended for a multiplayer game. So I'll definitely say that up front. I enjoy the trying to get the animals out because why not in the solo game as well. So I will throw them in there. But again, the animals are definitely secondary with what's going on. There's like all these like things. I think they made. I think they overthought some of what they were doing here with the Tenderfoot and the Voyager and the Blazer. Like just okay, just I don't think this is a game that they really needed to like slow roll you into higher complexity. This is not a very complex game to begin with, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like I think they kind of overthought some of this. I do like the rule books. I'm glad they're actually books instead of like those little pamphlet things that freaking Button Shy does. Those drive me nuts. I kid you not. I think they add like 4 times my learning time for those games because those things are just really awkward to use. In my experience, these are still really tiny, and that can be a little annoying, but the information's there. You just got to figure out where to find it. All right. So what I'm going to do is get all these things set. These things are not easy to shuffle, these like half cards. I just kind of put them in a big pile. I find that just easier. And what they say in the solo game, because obviously no one's passing you cards, is that you'll start every round with 8 cards. You use 2, discard 6, draw 6 new cards, use 2, discard 4, draw 4 new cards, use 2, discard the other 2. I actually set the piles up before the game because I just think it just makes the whole game flow a lot better. All right, Saget, wait, we actually care about score here. What happened? Tom Chick says, just when I think I've seen every conceivable card size, this comes along. Saget says, it's a 2-to-1 to facilitate building the map board, kind of like Bandito. Saget, most important point, are there scouts in this game? Mike James, hi, Greg Football as well, and the new job is going amazing. Yeah, it's, you know, it's going. It's serving its function in my life. So stay tuned. Tajik, I hope one of the animals you can see is a manticore. We can pretend that the moose is a manticore because, I mean, those things are, who can really trust a moose anyway? So we're going to get our first game in here. We'll see how fast we play. Probably get a second, and then I'm going to go eat dinner, and then I'll be back at 7 o'clock for a long-awaited return to Spirit Island because, woof, it's been way too long. So I'm going to get a bunch of these cards, put them in a stack, and then we are going to set up 12 piles. I'm going to have them mostly off camera. Yeah, my lighting is still on auto, and one day I'll figure out how to fix that. So I'm just going to set up 12 piles. Is that on camera? Kind of. So I'm going to put piles of 4 for now. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at Greg, count to 12. All right, 4, 8, 12. All right, I'm going to put 4 more cards on this pile, 2 more cards on this pile, no more cards on that pile. I'm going to repeat that super complicated pattern 4 times. All right, done. Now, I'm just going to I'm not going to follow this thing. I'm just going to randomly pull out some one in-game and one end-game. I will move these all over so they're visible on screen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we have these. All right. So the in-game goal, by the way, you check at the beginning of the 4th round. If you have not completed the in-game goal by the 4th round, you lose. And the end-game goal, you check at the end of the game. If you have not completed it by the end of the game, you lose. Now, you can complete the in-game goal and then change things up if you want to get more points. That's totally fine. But again, the moment that you check is still the beginning of the 4th round. So there are some really weird combos in here, but we'll have fun with it. Bam, Bam. Nope. Are they both in game? Nope. One in game, one in game. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I don't. We can actually see how this ranks. So we have the confined quarters and the saucy cycler. Oh, it is saucy indeed. All right, the confined quarters is CQ. So it is the 34th hardest out of the 36 challenges. So I will probably not going to make this work, but that's fine. Oh, interesting. So the saucy cycler by the oh, never mind. In game, confined quarters by the end of the third round, the beginning of the fourth round, I need to have 2 camps with no empty space around them. If I do not do that, I lose. And then by the end of the game, that's really bright, guys. What the? I don't know what's happening. By the end of the game, I have to have 2 biking loops encircling another camp. That will be an interesting puzzle, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. Now I can choose now, do I want to start with, I'm almost wondering, is it better to start with the bike shack and at least start getting these bike loops out there, or do I actually start with something like this and then start building a bike loop around that? Almost seems more fun and interesting. But probably a bad idea. I don't know, but we're going to do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get 8 cards to start the game, and I'm going to play exactly 2 of them. I'm very interested in... I did not get any of the cards I was really hoping for, but I think this one will work. And that isn't going to do what I want to do. Now you see all the animals on here. They're animals, I tell you. All right, I got this. Nope, that's not helpful. Yikes, this is not the 8 cards I want. Take them back, do something else. Can I make this work? Probably do something like this. And then I'm gonna need, that could work. I get a couple of circles around it this way. Most biking loops encircling another camp. This I'm assuming is just 3 instead of 4, even though the 1 loop's encircling 2. But anyway, Moustakor, heck yeah, Manticus. The game is aperitif for today. Main course after dinner. There's just the Maze Knights variant Sagitt in the sense that we have a good chance of a loss. Sure. All right, so these 6 cards go away. I'm going to put a thing out. Just why not? So that's out. We get 6 new cards. Remember, I discarded 6 cards, so now I get 6 cards. That is helpful. This is what I want. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this here. And yeah, now so if I put the bike shack here next round, I have some really good, things going for the saucy cycler goal here. So that will go there. And then I will put... I could do that, but that seems wrong. I could do that. I could put... just keep kind of working my way around this. And I can add a bear there. Again, we're trying to get 25 points, and maybe I'll just have this inner bike trail, and I got the buffalo and the bear. Now I'm putting myself, it's a little precarious because now I cannot build anything over it. I do want to enclose this too, so I can start getting this confined quarters thing taken care of, right? So that's that. I discarded 4 cards. I get 4 more. And alas, what do we have? Oh, that's gonna be really tight. That's probably a bad idea. That's a bad idea. We could do something like... something like this. And this, that gets me the eagle in there. So again, I'm probably getting too interested in these animals and making this harder than it needs to be for other things. But you know, it will work. I do worry how I'm gonna get around the. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get around this twice, so I'm gonna need to figure out a way to. Maybe if I loop that back, that would be an interesting. If I just have a bike loop this way, put this thing up here, that's not gonna help me much. That's not going to help me much. All right, these are out. So that's the end of the first round. Second round, I'm going to put in another one of these things. I'll put this in. I think that still makes sense. Draw 8 cards. This will work, I think. No, that's. I'm going to need a curvy thing to connect that. So I want to be a little careful there. Now the 4 animals is only 10 points. A 5th animal would be super awesome. I could try to do something like this. Then we could put the. I need to fill this anyway. And then we could try to kind of loop around the kayak shop down there. There's water. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that, but I think that's a mistake. Well, I could do that. That's probably good. Yeah, because I really just need to loop that around. Great, so I'm going to put a buffalo on there. No, I might want to change that. No, fine, whatever. We'll put a buffalo in there. I'm not changing that. Great, these are out. 6 cards go away. We get 6 new ones. Do I have bike pass with animals? I do not. Oh, that's a good card. Nope, that's not a good card. I lied. All right, we'll get that path out with a bear. Maybe I can join these 2 up. And oh, that's gonna get trippy. I need something to bring this around. Yeah, that would take too long. Also need to start working on this over here. Oh no! I do want to enclose this as well. Let me put this here. I put that there. We'll put a bear on this. See if we can't loop that together. So these 4 go away. So weird. It's like Mechanical Beast. Like it's one of those weird games to be like live streaming. I do need confined quarters by the end of next round too. That's not the greatest. Also not the greatest. These are not good ones. But I need to. Woof. Yeah, these are really bad. If I do this, that's not gonna work. 'Cause I was trying to do a loop around here, but none of these, well, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make this happen. Oh, this was a mistake. I looked at this wrong. This was a mistake. Yeah, I definitely did this wrong. I was thinking that I cared about this path. I did not. I shouldn't have done that last round. Let me put this over here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this other loop. At least not over here. Is there another way I can do it? Because these bike loops in general are going to be a problem. What did I do with here? Let me try that for now, and then I will... Now, by the way, animals only score points if you complete the loop. It is something to keep in mind. And what I can do is I'll take care of this confined quarters goal, and we'll see if I can't work out another way to loop. This is bad. Yeah, we'll try that. All right, done. So I'm going to put this here, because now I still got to worry about the saucy corner. I'll put this here, see if I can't get a loop around into the bike shack this way. We're getting 8 cards. Hey, we do not have this animal. Can I get this on here? Well, that's interesting. That's on the bike path. We have a moose. I think I need to forget about the animals for now. I'll put this here because I have to loop around this. And I'll put this here. So forget the animals. They're not going to be super helpful. All right. That goes there, that goes there. I think our points are going to suck, but such is life. And I will put this guy here. So that's a cougar, some kind of cat, some kind of wildcat. Still need to finish this up here. I already have a bear, so I can put this here. And I can put this here. All right, now we're cooking. And then finally, I'm going to put this here. And do want to try to finish that path up there. So I'm going to chill on that for a second. And I'll put this. Woof. I'll put this here. All right, so we get to the 4th round. We evaluate, do I have 2 of these fully enclosed? I do, so I don't auto lose. And now we have our last round to try to get as many points as possible, but I also have to do the saucy cycle or I will auto lose from that. So, does not I'm looking for a straight thing that allows me to continue this at least. I just don't see it right now, so I'm going to put this here. And I will overlay. Oh god, I did not get any straight bike paths. Did not get any straight bike paths, which is a problem. I can do this here. This is terrible. It gives me a moose on there. I could do this and this. It's a little gambly, but I like it. So we have a moose or a moose decor and an eagle. So I still have to complete this and this, otherwise I lose. I don't think I'm finishing that trail up there, unfortunately. We get 6 cards. That's not what I wanted. I think I finished this loop for sure. And I could do this. I could overlay that over there, and I finish that. So I guarantee I'll at least tally my score here. It's not going to be great. If I could, it's not going to be any way I can actually complete that loop, which is unfortunate. So I don't actually think I'm going to complete any loops other than the 2. So that's going to be a pretty crappy score. And then finally, we have this. Is there anything I can do that doesn't disrupt the Saucy Cycler goal, but gives me some extra points? It's fun. I'm really close here because I have this now. So if I could somehow connect that to that, but I'm obviously 1 card short because that would be a nice amount of points. Plus you got the 2 animals on there. I don't think there's anything I can do to give me points. I don't even have enough. I can't even like finish this bike path here if I don't have the circle. Yeah, if I do anything here, I'm gonna mess up the bike shack path. So I can put this here. I could overlap over that because I don't have an animal on. No, but I'm going to mess up that. Yeah, there's really nothing I can do to get points here. So just an utter dud. It is an utter dud. Yep, that's it. All right, so these are out. I thought they were worth putting them out because I can't get points with them. I do have at least 2 bike paths around other things, and I would go ahead and count my score. So my score here is, again, I want to get at least 50. I'm not going to be close. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 30, 31, 32. So I got 32 points. So in Tenderfoot, that would be fine, but you really need 50 to beat these challenges. I got no other points. And then for animals, remember the ones that are incomplete paths, I did not score. So all I would get is 10 points for these, 6 points for this. I get 16 points for animals. So I did not get the 25-point goal. There's a 75-point goal for animals, which I think is absolutely absurd. And then there's like a triple crown thing where you only score your highest loop for all 3 things. The reality with the goals is you're trying to finish the goals, but you're also trying to set yourself up to complete other loops beyond anything that I was primarily focused on. I was probably primarily focused on the bikes, but I didn't manage to pull off anything else. Should we have an eagle token under the bike shack, or was that intentionally not placed so you should cover it? Yeah, exactly. I knew I wasn't going to loop it, so I didn't really care. So I will not use these 2 goals again, and we'll just get 1 more game on, and hopefully maybe I can get a 50-point, actually get a victory here. But yeah, this is definitely one of those puzzle games, man. If you like puzzle games, I think this could go pretty well for you. So we have Wanderlust and Trail Hug. Wanderlust and Trail Hugs is the 20th most difficult challenge they have on here. So at the end of the beginning of the 4th round, I need to have 2 trail types each encircling another camp. So so that could be like chained like it is here. So you have like the 1 camp encircles this camp, and then this camp encircles that. That's fine. And then Wanderlust, I need the most total length on hiking loops. I'm going to need at least 34 points from hiking loops. It does not have to be 1 loop, but it has to be multiple loops. So this should be interesting. Definitely going to start with the hiking square. And we'll see if we can't have a bit better showing. We'll have one really long loop, maybe get all of these beautiful animals in there. So we're gonna get set up our little cards as we did last time. So stacks of 4, 12 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. I'm gonna put that down a little bit. And 5. Remind me not to put more cards in there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to put 4 more cards here, then 2 more cards, then 4 more cards, then 2 more cards, then 4 more cards, 2 more cards. And I am 4 cards short. 4 more cards, 2 more cards. Cool. Alrighty then. So I'm going to put my hiking gear shop in the center. I'm going to draw 8 cards. I have a moose. The moose is on fire. All right, so sure, I'll keep the moose. It's got a weird little U. It's not the most helpful. And then I'll kind of have to encircle something else. So forgetting that would be unwise. This doesn't help me do that all that much. Yeah, starting with a U is just me being stubborn and going for animals. But, I could try to put something that's encircling the hiking gear shop. Like I could do this, but now it leaves me without. I could do something like this, and then try to get a another bike trail around it. We'll go with that. Great. We discarded 6. We grab 6. There's a moose. Sure. I mean, a buffalo. Sure. Again, probably a mistake, but that's fine. Try to make one. If I could make one big hiking loop, but I am gonna need to get some serious action going on. Again, getting the trail hugs. These are all not great. I'll put this here. Now, if I get an intersection of trail to keep this long trail going, and then kind of keep my hopes of getting a bike path around there, that'd be helpful. I draw 4 cards. That's not what I wanted there by any means. Could do this. That seems like I'm not getting where I want to get. That's not helpful. I need this, but with like a freaking trail coming down. Could try to get a water loop. That could work, because then if I get a water loop around the bike shop, that would also be super helpful. But that's crazy because I'm trying to make a huge hiking trail and not having much success. So that's one. I have to put one more out. I could do something like this. And then I can put the bike trail there. I like that. All right, that's done. So we go to round 2. I'm going to put the bike trail there. I'm really worried about the Wanderlust more than the trail hugs at this point. I play bad. All right. We're going to... I remember I need 35, so I need a huge number here. And most of it's going to have to be in one. I'm going to need like the perfect tile there, and I don't know if it exists, but we're going to find. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I need like that to be a trail, is what I need. I don't think I can get this eagle in here. I don't think it's gonna work. All right, can I get this in here? No, these are all going the wrong direction. I could try to spin this around. I put this here because I'm going to need to connect that at some point, have this come down. And I put that there, and we'll get a leopard or a cougar or whatever it is. I get 6 more. That's the piece. It's beautiful. It's 1 and 2. I can work with this, I think. We get 4 more. There's an eagle. Putting that there. I should have put the bear on this. Oh, I get a bear. I get a bear and an eagle, kids. The problem is I'm not enclosing these things because I'm wasting all my time. I'm wasting all my time doing Wanderlust, and I'm not actually. I'm not getting to the goal I need to get to actually, get there. Already have a bear there. Yeah, this is not going to connect. And that's a problem. Yep. Right, because I have to put that. If I get a bike path, a straight bike path, that's going to cut that off. I played this really badly. Yeah, I can't get this done. I'll try. We'll go here and here. I think even if I put every single thing to try to complete these loops, I'm still not going to complete them in time to survive. We go to round 3. I'll put this here. Got this here. Man, I need lots of help. This is terrible. Don't hire me to make loops. Ooh, that could work. We're still not going to have enough cards. All right, this is really bad. I might run this back real quick because this is really horrendously bad. I get 6 more because I'm not even going to score. I did not do any of this right. Like, this is really bad. I guess I could. Ugh. None of these are going the way I want. I can get this and this. Am I even going to have one loop? I don't think I'm going to have one loop. I didn't do my hugging. No hugging. Yeah, this isn't even close. All right, we messed this up. We're going to just run this back because I didn't get to my trail hugs. And then if I don't do it one more time, then I'm going to realize that I'm just terrible at this game and I should never play it again. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I got very distracted. I got again that moose, that moose was the death of me because it just set me up where I wasn't making a big I wasn't making the kind of path I needed to actually enclose another camp, and that was a big mistake. So, woo! What is going on, dude? I got so many comments. I cannot read all this. Yikes. Good luck, man. I have Maze on the table, so I'm on a mission. Off topic. I've ever played Burn Cycle. I don't like Burn Cycle. I played it twice. It's kind of like, it's fine. Not definitely not for me. Spiritfire by Ars Nebula is currently in crowdfunding. Seems like it might be in a decent efficiency puzzle when finished. I would love for Greg to try Burn Cycle, but I think he might be maxed out on chip theory games. But it's really a clever alternative to the usual dungeon crawlers, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I found it slow. Like, just not. It just wasn't grabbing me. I found like the two games, like you're doing this over here, and then this over here is what really matters. But it just found it disconnected, and just wasn't a big fan of the AI, and I didn't find. It's like one of those games where, like, if it's going well, it's kind of like there's not a lot of tension, but like as soon as it starts like unraveling, like you're like, oh, okay. Um, so yeah, I don't know. For me, it's the lesser of the chip theory games, and I haven't played Victorum yet. I might not actually play Victorum until I get the expansion with the truncated game. I just don't have the 12 hours to play through a Victorum game, especially while I'm learning. Yeah, Tom, loving it. Playing rescue mode is hard. As you may know, Greg has recorded a ton of 20 modes of classified videos, really meaty stuff, and he's showing it off. Last I heard, thank you, Tom. Last I heard, he had to get back to it with a new perspective. I'd share with him. Not sure if he's had time. I definitely am not of time. I'm playing rescue mode. Such a cool getting the band together campaign structure to force you to try different combos. Very clever stuff. I also got the new Ebb Web stuff for Burn Cycle. It adds some brutal guards to the mix. Interesting. I'm curious about rescue mode. I don't think I've heard about that yet. As much as I don't need another chip to game, I'm just trying for Elder Scrolls. It's like too many bones. Yeah. My James, if you get Greg into a motorcycle, you have my axe. They're going out the beaten path now that they have the money to do it, but I'm not that interested in the new MOBA or whatever that isn't designed in-house and similar to the style I like. He wasn't, but the stealth game bit is a touch over stealth. Yeah, which I share with. So hopefully he will try to get with a fresh look at it. Yeah, I think I did as a stealth game comes from the fact that it's not combat centric like most dungeon crawlers. Shannon did a fantastic job setting it apart. There are just so many cool ways to interact with this stuff beyond the usual attack or knock away hit points. There is the brute force tech through network and terminals and stealth approaches. All are viable and all fun depending on how you're set up. I think it's great. Or two, one of the issues people have with British is that it doesn't take advantage of tip theory's components. There's no reason to use neoprene and poker chips. It just easily can be built off less expensive cardboard. I think they're indulgent. I just think it is ways marketed, experimented Metagrig done in by a moose. You moose. I was done in by a moose. Yeah, sorry for those not reading the chat. Try to catch up. Yeah, look. Burn Cycle for me, like again, my friend bought it. And same with Why I Did Back Elder Scrolls. It's just kind of like I don't need another, like it just would never get played. Like I just don't know why I would ever put Burn Cycle on the table. It doesn't, it just doesn't capture me, and the theme like is a wacky in a way that I'm like, it's cool and different, but not in a way that I'm really that interested by. So that there's a lot of things that Burn Cycle has going against it for me, beyond the price point, right? And again, if it was like a $50 game with like normal stuff, great. But this is chip theory, so now you're playing, you're paying the luxury tax, and if the game isn't a luxury game for you, like you're not gonna want to pay that tax. So like evaluating whether or not you're gonna get a chip theory game, there's for me like the value proposition is always like I just lean toward I'm not until I'm like, all right, I will. Um, right. And I don't know. I'm gonna get 20 strong. I'm kind of excited about that, from what I've seen. And then we'll kind of go from there. But I mean, the fact that I'm already sitting in Hopplemarcus and haven't had a chance to break into it yet, makes me super cautious about, what I'm thinking about for the future. So with that, I digress. This is a much better start. Look at that, kids. We have a cougar and we have a bear. Boo-doo-doo. This goes away. Yeah, and Elder Scrolls was definitely a game like I demoed it at PAX East and I was just like, why? Um, I just very much wasn't. I wasn't seeing why I would play that over Too Many Bones. I understand there were some significant design revisions since I played it. I had some quibbles and concerns, based on my game, my plays of it. But again, that was a long time ago. So hopefully they have improved it. All right. We're going to put this here. Oh, why are you not bending the other way? It's so frustrating. Yeah, I really want you to bend the other way. These intersections are great because every time you go through it, it's a point. So like, there's having like loops and stuff in your things is helpful. Two trail types, each encircle another camp. So I can't. I could do some. Oh, it's gonna be really hard to. So I'm trying to like maybe circle around the raft here, right? Maybe I could have the raft circle the hiking shop while I have, or the kayak, while I have this trail circle. Man, I'm just getting way off the beaten path, and that's not always a great thing. That's bad. Plus I need 35. Alright, that's one. Now I want the loop moose. Where's the loop moose when you need him? Could do that. Hopefully loop back this way. That's not crazy, is it? Nah. Great, we'll do that. And nothing needs to connect as you're building this thing up. So any loop there should get me back toward home. I have a much kind of a better direction thing happening. Of course, I did not get a loop, but I could put this here. I'm putting that there, that gives me some wiggle room. And this seems somewhat useless. I could try to set up some kind of bike loop. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. I can do this. That's smarter, because then this will get me out a little bit. Cool. Done and done. So we go to round 2. We're going to put this in here. We draw 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I don't need an eagle anymore. I have no other things. I could put this here. It's not a loop moose, but it will work. I do need to get this moving south. So I will go here. I'm going to try to go around. It's a little dangerous to build that out. So I will not cover that, because if I get a bend like this, I'm going to go, I get a loop this way. That's, yeah, whatever. I'm a sucker for these animals, man. I'm telling you. They're really bad. They're not wise. Stop doing animals, Greg. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, it's a cougar. Oh, why is it always the wrong direction? No, I already have a cougar, so who cares? I do not have a buffalo, however. So that's nice. I could put that in there. I'll buffalo him up. I can make a mini loop there, but now I have to get this around. I don't even know if there's a looping river. Again, I want that to be the different direction. Ooh, I do not have that. Oh, I could. That's probably worth it, because I could put this here and then get that animal type, and then I can cover that, because it's not there's no thing on it. So we'll do that. Is that a deer or is that a coyote? I don't even know. We have 4 more. There's the loop. That's what I like to see. And it is a loop moose. So he goes there. And I think it makes sense to aggressively start going around this way. There's a million things I can put to fill that. So I need to get this loop done, and I need to just make sure that loop is connected, and then we'll be able to satisfy trail hugs. And around 4, trail hugs. So nice. We'll put this here. I get 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I need to start being very intentional here. So that's perfect. So that's 1. And that's not helpful. I could put this here. That's 2. Sure, we'll put a thing on it. And then I just need to connect this. I need to connect this. So I need a long river section, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ask and you shall receive. I can put this here. Does that bend right? No. Put this here with the buffalo. And I'll put this. Yeah, I need these things to bend differently. It's a little gambly. I know I need this here. There's not I can do that too. So I'm trying to figure out what's smarter here to gamble on. What am I gonna get? What am I going to get, kids? I might not get 2 waters. I put myself in a bit of a pickle here. I put all these friggin' pets down. I put myself, or animals down. I put myself in a pickle everywhere. Oh, that's funny. I could put this here. Nope. Nope. Never mind. I'm making stuff up because it's what I do. All right, we're connecting this, and I just need so much water. If I don't pull water, I'm going to be so screwed. I'm going to put this there. I think that's smarter, and it just gives me some options. Don't screw me now! Oh my gosh. No. No. I got exactly what I needed for the water. I cannot connect that. You have to be kidding me. All right, forget it. I did this. That's what I did for the purpose of for edifying purposes only. Mulligan. Look at that. Never happened. All right, we're going to put this here. So now I satisfied that goal so I can actually score this puppy. And I am royally not gonna have enough trail. I mean, this wanderlust is crazy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I need 35, kids. 35. How does one feel about 35? Not great. Not great at all. I mean, is there any way I could have saved this? No, because I still needed the water too. Oh, it's so nuts. Is there a moose on there? I can get all 6 animals. That's fun. It's not gonna get me 35. Yeah, whatever. All 6 animals. Yay! All right. So we're cheating, we're doing stupid things and chasing animal points. So this is done because this surrounds that, and then this surrounds that. And now to actually score at the end, we need to get 35 trail points. Reminder, I only have 1 trail loop, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 more trail points. Super reasonable with 4 cards to come. Alrighty then. I need super intersections. No luck. So we're going to put this here. And we'll get a bear. Because I'm a sucker for the animales. We'll put this. Yeah, there's just. I don't even have anything I can build on that looks like it's close to 18. This is a lesson in futility. So that's fine. If we get 6 more, I could put this here. And another circle moose. This here. Moose. And then finally we get 4. So I can finish that. But I'm not going to get, that's not even close to 18. And then I could put this here. So we count our Wanderlust segments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 17. That gives me 28. I'm 7 short. So I definitely needed another loop. Now, if you count, if I was able to meet this endgame goal, my total score again would be 28, and then it'd be 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 52 points. And then from animals, we would have gotten a total of, I don't know. All right, so we have all 6 on that pass. So that'd be 21. Plus 1 is 22. Plus 1, 2 is, that's 3. So that's 25. Plus 10 is 35. So we would have gotten the 35 points for the animals. But yeah, it's a cool little puzzle. Oh, I'm blocking half of it. This Wanderlust one, I have found a challenge. I had a weird combo, which I thought was pretty interesting, where it was hiker's quartet. So you need to have 4 completed loops and Wanderlust, but the loops you were making tended to be really short. So in a sense, you were making 4 loops, and then you had to like connect something bigger to get to that 35. Wanderlust, I think, is one of the harder. Well, they say it's the easiest thing to hit the 50, but what do I know? They're wrong. Bitewing Games is clearly wrong. Again, you're only putting out what, 32, yeah, only putting out 24 cards. So if you're trying to make 35 segments, out of those 24 cards, you better be pretty judicious with how those things come together. So got an asterisk on this one. Didn't even win anyway, so who cares? Burn Cycle, unfortunately, isn't a game that grabs you right away. Marketing did not help it, and it's expensive. No worries there, Greg. Yeah, no, I see all of it. I mean, I'm just like, I think the tough thing about the train that is gaming right now, right, is that when you miss it, and people are not talking about it anymore, and there's all these other games. Like, I mean, I'm looking at like what I have coming. I mean, Euthia and Primal. I just got Oathsworn. Like, it's just, it's impossible, man. And then I still want to play Maze Knight, and I still want to play Spirit Island, and I still like the time investment of Burn Cycle just doesn't grab me at all. Where I'm like I remember like learning, like you know, learning Spirit Island and realizing this was an acquired taste. But there was something about that puzzle that was like, ooh, I'm gonna love this game. And something about the theme, and something about there was just something that kept grabbing me. And Burn Cycle is just, it's missing just enough on so many layers that I'm never gonna want to be like, oh, I'm going to invest all this time now to learn this game, like, and to really find the goodies that are hidden in it. Not when I still haven't even, I haven't played Hopomakis, and I haven't at all, and I haven't explored Unbreakable at all, and I still have 3 factions of Cloudspire that I'm really excited to dig into. Wait, 3, 4. I have I have the Growtenders, I have the Greege, I have Horizon's Wrath. I mean, it's just an unbelievable amount of chip theory content alone that I haven't dug into, and that's why Burn Cycle just kind of missed for me. And the same with the Elder Scrolls. Like, look, I really do hope that comes out and people love it, right? I hope there's enough out there that makes me regret not buying it. I can, partially because I have a friend who I know will have all of it, so I will get a chance to play it. But from what I saw, I was like, I would much rather play Too Many Bones for sure, and it just wasn't really close for me. But yeah, I hope, I know it's still early in development, so I'm really hoping they found what they were looking for with that game for sure. But this is Trailblazers, man. I do like it. It's a pretty fun little puzzle. It is something you can throw in a suitcase real easily. And this travel thing is really, really cool. I like clever box design, and this is definitely the first The first time I got a little zip-up case with a carabiner attached. It's like, oh, that's cool. The different modules are good, that you can kind of throw in, and you could see, I could see a lot of, you know, a lot of opportunity to get this to the table with different groups who might not normally play the games that we play at Thanksgiving or whatever, right? So because again, my wife's family is pretty advanced gamers. But now we can get our aunt and uncle in there too, right? And just kind of play something like this. So I dig it. It was definitely not even close to my radar. Bitewing reached out to me, and I was enough of a hiker back in the day that I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let me, send it my way. And it's a keeper for sure. So I definitely like what it's doing. All right. I'm saying Trailblazers will hurt my head, but I can imagine it must be gratifying to look over your map at the end of the game. Yeah, like, well, when you win, which, I didn't exactly do either game. I can't wait to see how you feel about Euthyia's setup. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I have so many games coming in and still want to play my old favorites. If Greg never played Burcycle means we get more Classfire streams. That seems like a fair trade. Plus one more Classfire. I love it. I'm never sure I'm playing it by the rules. Yeah, Classfire is I'm knocking out these Patreon challenges. I have a couple more review copies. I still really need to get on the channel. Just based on prior commitments, and once I kind of get back to some semblance of normalcy, once I clear out that queue, there are definitely games I need to revisit big time. Dawn of the Zeds and Uprising are going to get some love sooner rather than later. I can promise you that. So, but tonight I'm excited to be able to give Spirit Island some love. That's long overdue. So let me go grab a bite to eat. I'll be back at 7 o'clock. Again, huge thanks to Bitewing Games. Huge thanks to a super active chat. Lots of good discussion. And happy to be very wrong about Burn Cycle to the extent I am. And hope to be very wrong about Elder Scrolls as well. But yeah, questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I can't imagine this game is all that expensive. So, nice little somebody's interested, hopefully, definitely would be something I would recommend picking up. I'm pretty honest about games that I'm the last puzzle game I had on the channel like this of this weight was probably like Mechanical Beast. And I sold that pretty quick. So, or I tried to sell it. I'm still trying to sell it. Do I still have it? Yeah, I think I actually still own it, but it will never see the table again, and I do not pack it when I go away. Trailblazers is definitely in a different league for me. So I appreciate a lot about what this game does for sure. See you after dinner, says Tom. Taban says, I know what you mean. I haven't played Maze Knight in years. The rules scare me. Down to this finally got learned, and I played a lot of it. Yeah, dude, it's so freaking good. Mike James, good seeing you, sir. Have a great one. Anyone coming to PAX Unplugged? If you're looking for a copy of Dawn of the Zeds with all the expansions, some guy has it on there for $60 as a bid. No one has bid on it yet. Somebody offered 50. The starting bid was 60. I would highly recommend picking it up. It is hard to find, and it's a great price. I am tempted to get a second copy of everything myself for that price. I will not, because oh boy, I just added another shelving unit, and already I'm like, uh-oh, I don't know where everything I have is going to fit once I start getting the rest of my Kickstarters, but that is a problem for another day. And the only problem left for today is Starlight seeking its form against level 6 Sweden. So I'll see you at 7 o'clock for those joining me. If not, I will see you whenever you can get back to one of my streams in the future. And thanks for joining me now. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.